Intercalation. Should medical students consider it? Let's discuss it out today.
I don't think I would have enjoyed intercalation.
So my major reasons for intercalating.
We have two special guests with us today to share their insights.
Hi everyone.
Aparna, a final year medical student who has intercalated last year.
Hi.
And Shahruha, an F1 doctor who has recently completed MBBS, but they both from the same intake. Okay, let's delve into the answers to these pressing questions. Okay, both. What does intercalation mean?
Intercalation is basically
A year out of your normal degree, whether that be medicine or dentistry.
and in that year you can do another degree. This could be a bachelor's or a master's that you can pursue.
Aparna, when did you first hear about intercalation?
Before I applied to medical school actually. So this was something that was talked about in different medical school brochures, and they advertised it quite a bit when we went on open days, just about the different intercalation degrees that different universities have in store.
Okay, the question you're all waiting for. What are the pros and cons of intercalating?
So there are a lot of benefits to doing an intercalation degree. One of the main reasons why people choose to do an intercalation is to get more insight and exposure to research. You have to do some form of research in any intercalation degree that you partake in. So it's a good way to decide whether research is something that you want to carry on doing within your medical career further on. It's a good opportunity to get a lot of transferable skills, such as critically appraising different research papers, essay writing. Some of these skills you don't even do a lot of in medical school. So to have the opportunity to build on these skills in a different year is very beneficial and could be very useful for the future as well. Another advantage to doing intercalation year is that you get some extra time to pursue some other extracurricular activities that you may be interested in. For example, for me, I love dance, and during my intercalation year I was able to lead a team to a national level competition just because I had a little bit extra time to focus on that. Obviously, doing an intercalation year is not easy, and it requires a lot of time management and prioritization. But if you are able to do that well, then you can pursue other things like your other interests as well alongside it.
And Shahruha, what are the pros and cons of not intercalating?
First of all, you graduate a year earlier, so that means you can start working a bit earlier, which is good for some people, as some people might not be interested in staying in uni, especially medicine. It's a long degree, and to be in uni for that long might not be for everyone. So being able to then finish your uni life and start working, that could be a benefit. When you work, you earn money. That could be important for people as well. So having that source of income is beneficial. Although being a student and uni life can be a very enjoyable experience, it can also become a financial burden. And if you had to take out student finance for tuition fee or maintenance, then doing an intercalation degree prolongs that period, means you're going to have to borrow more money and the more in debt you're going to be. Although NHS does cover your final 2 years if you intercalated, it does not give enough money for maintenance. So some people might have to then take out more loan, or I even find people having to work part-time to make the ends meet. Another pro of not intercalating is the fact that you can start working in a clinical environment a lot sooner. This is especially true if you really enjoy going to placements. And I do have to tell you, going to placements and then being in work doing the job is completely different. You get a lot of experience that sort of builds your confidence, and especially if you're in medical school doubting whether this degree is correct for you, if you're going to be able to handle being a doctor. I feel like starting to work a bit earlier, you can then get a good understanding of how the job is, and then you can make your decisions about your career. So some cons of not intercalating is that it can limit the experience you have in research. In medicine, not every universities focus on research. Another con of not intercalating is that by intercalating in a degree that you're passionate in or something that's different to medicine, you are widening your career opportunities. The continuous and demanding nature of the degree, whether that be in clinical work or the constant exams, this can then make people feel like they're going to burn out. Doing this intercalated degree might help them sort of refresh a little bit, take some time off medicine and relax, or do something they enjoy. People like to travel during this time. People like to take up another job, get some money before they go on to then, finish their degree.
Anna, what was the major reason that led you intercalate?
So my major reasons for intercalating are just to get some exposure and insight into the research world and try and figure out whether that is something that I want to do in the future. So mine was a lab-based project that I did during my intercalation year. So I got a lot of exposure into lab methods and skills in the lab, and also exposure into how to critically appraise papers, which I hadn't really done a lot of before. So it was all very useful because these are skills that I wanted to learn and I was able to then pick up during my intercalation year.
And Sharuha, the reason you choose not to intercalate?
So there are multiple reasons why I decided not to intercalate. And basically I wanted to finish uni a bit sooner and start working. So I got married when I was in uni, so I wanted to finish my uni and then start working and move into my partner. I did actually apply to intercalate. I got accepted into a course, but then I declined after. The reason being is because I realised then I wasn't passionate about the degree, and I wasn't really passionate about I didn't seem to like any of the degrees that were offered in my university. I couldn't make my mind up about which degree to do for intercalation, so I decided not to intercalate.
In your opinion, which year is the ideal time to intercalate and why?
So the options to intercalate are between third year and fourth year, or fourth year and fifth year of medical school. So the way I did it after my fourth year of university, so between my fourth and fifth year. And I preferred this because at Cardiff, we have our final year exams, final medical school exams at the end of fourth year. So I knew that during my intercalation, I didn't have the additional stress of having to revise for my final year exams because they were already done. But had I intercalated after third year, then I would still have to come back into fourth year and think about finals, which just for me, it worked out better to intercalate after fourth year. But it completely depends on how you want to do it. So if you'd prefer to have a break between third year and fourth year, then that's the best way to go about it for you, then that's fine. But it's completely up to you how you want to do it. So if you'd rather take a break between third year and fourth year and intercalate then, that's also fine. I just prefer to do it this way because I knew that my finals were something that I didn't have to stress about when I came back into medicine.
What is external intercalation and how one can apply for it? How challenging it is to get an intercalation externally?
So to intercalate externally, you usually have to submit an extra application form or an extra personal statement to your university outlining the reasons why you'd rather do it at a different university. So one of the reasons may be that the course you're particularly interested in is not offered at your university of study, but it is offered elsewhere, and that's why you want to pursue it over at a different university. However, if they have a similar course offered at your university, it will be harder to let your university let you apply externally. So you really need to think about the options you have available.
Do you have any tips on this for the medical students who are watching this video?
So my top tip for intercalation is just to go with what you're interested in, because it just makes the learning and the new skills that you have to develop, all of that, it becomes easier if you find something that you're actually genuinely interested in. And really do your research before you pick your intercalated degree. So speak to students who've already done that degree, read the brochures, read the different modules they have on offer on this intercalated degree, and really pick something that speaks to you.
Sharuha, how do you feel about not intercalating and becoming a doctor in 5 years of time, which is actually a year ahead of those who intercalated?
Great. Just kidding. I haven't really thought about it, which goes to show that it hasn't really affected my life just yet. But that's because I've only just graduated. I've been working for around 3 months. So it is quite early on in my career to sort of say it has not affected me at all. But at work, when talking to colleagues who have intercalated and who have not intercalated, there are mixed reviews for both. And usually nobody at work knows or cares. And then when you then discuss career progression and then specialty training, even then there aren't really any sort of issues that raise around not intercalating. So far I feel like I have made the right decision by not intercalating, and it has worked for me so far.
How did you personally find your intercalation year, Aparna?
So I had a lot of fun during my intercalation year. I got a lot of insight into doing research, especially because my research project was based in a lab. I picked up a lot of skills that I wouldn't have been able to pick up elsewhere. So it was very, very rewarding in the sense that I learnt so many new things. Even the tutorials and the small group sessions were so intellectually stimulating. It was nice to be able to discuss quite niche, quite in-depth topics with the professors and lecturers, and even with the groups who also had similar interests to people in my group. So it was all very intellectually stimulating, very enjoyable. So I had a really good time.
What types of degrees can medical students pursue during their intercalation, and how one can choose the right degree?
There are so many options to choose from when it comes to picking your intercalated degree. So really do your research, look into the different university degrees that are on offer for intercalation. So look at the ones offered by your university, look at all of the other ones offered by different universities as well, and pick one which really speaks to you in terms of subject interest and course content. Because doing it for a year, you need to make sure you're picking something that you're truly interested in and you'd like some more exposure into.
Do you think intercalation genuinely help with the career progression?
So with intercalation, I would say that it's definitely useful for someone who is looking into pursuing an academic foundation program. So this is a separate foundation program compared to the normal foundation program that most people are on. So this one, in the academic foundation program, you get dedicated time to pursuing teaching, leadership or research, and doing an intercalation degree will give you a good application for the AFP. In terms of applying for specialties, having an intercalating degree doesn't actually count anymore. But having said that, there are a lot of transferable skills that you can develop, from research skills, lab skills. All of these skills are going to be transferable to whichever specialty that you do in the future. So don't disregard intercalation just because it doesn't really count in the actual formal application process anymore. But you still have to do interviews for specialties. And doing an intercalated degree gives you something to talk about during these interviews, and you can definitely talk about the different skills that you gained during your intercalated degree as well.
Shaz, did you ever wonder if intercalation was a missed opportunity?
Intercalation is a great opportunity for those who know what they want to do, those who don't know, those who just want to take a break, stay in uni for a little bit longer, or pursue their passion. But I don't think it was for me. And therefore, I don't think it was a missed opportunity because I'm happy where I am right now. And I don't think I would have enjoyed intercalation. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you.
I really hope we have covered most of the questions within you. If so, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And thank you Sharuha and Aparna for joining us today.